component of the entire executive presence package. So it's extremely important for you to manage those perceptions in the first few seconds or couple of minutes if you have to get an opportunity to influence them with your point of view and your communication strategies later on. So Marshall Goldsmith talks about what got you here won't take you there. And you'll be surprised that that's true for even body language. What I mean by that is that we have always been taught that you have to project a certain body language if you want to connect with people, to build rapport with them, smile, nod at them. But we see that the alpha, the leader with the power in the room, has a completely different body language. Whether you like it or not, people perceive leaders with those behaviors as the ones with power. Just the way that when you walk into a hospital and you recognize a person wearing a lab coat and a stethoscope around his neck as a doctor, that's what it is. I mean, the rules are very different if you want to be perceived as the leader with the power. The way you smile, the way you nod, the way you stand, the way you interrupt. And these are all learned behaviors. You can see anyone who has had their YouTube videos or social media presence and they have been making presentations, how they have evolved over a period of time, either by inculcating new behaviors or eliminating some of the ones that they were already practicing. So here's the kicker. When you become deliberate and intentional about using these behaviors, they become a tool. That means you can switch gears at will when you want to connect with people or when you want to exercise power. Having said that, it's not so much about gaining power as much as it is about recognizing where our power slips, where our presence slips. Without realizing, unconsciously, we engage in a lot of behaviors that take away from our communication, especially our non-verbal communication. And it could mean excessive nodding of your head, or smiling too much, or leaning too much into the other person. All these behaviors are recommended when you are trying to connect with people or to build rapport with them. But when we are trying to build our voice for self, these are the same behaviors that can come in the way of you building power or building your presence. Vanessa Van Edwards, she has written a book called Body Language of Leaders. And that's a good resource I can recommend if you would like to explore more of these body language cues that leaders practice.